Hey everybody, Jem Schofield here with the C47 and another episode of Gearbox. Last episode of the week. Next week, all week, Cape Cod. So I'm on the road. Gonna bring a small kit. 5D Mark II, couple of lenses, probably just a 24-70 and a 70-200. Little prime, maybe that little pancake lens that I have from Nikon. I'll have the H4n. I'll probably bring one shotgun mic, little headset, and tripod system, and then I think just the Marshall monitor and the Alzo 790L, just so I have a little light to use when I need that. Always a reflector in the bag, and I don't think anything else except for a light meter. And speaking of light meters, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about is when you're using an incident light meter and you're taking a reading of a subject, you're really metering correctly for those mids. And you've got to look in your monitor and see if you have other problems, because if you're not seeing any shadow detail in the blacks, or you're not really seeing any range there, or you're blowing out in the whites, as I can kind of see here with my balding head, you have to think about that if you're not taking readings for those parts of the image. Now, of course, you can bring up a histogram and take a look at that, but you can usually tell right in the monitor. And just taking a silk like this and, having somebody hold that, or, putting it up on the stand or something can make a big difference. I know I've talked about that in the past, about using one of these, but what I'm really talking about is looking at your picture and knowing that even if you're getting correct exposure here, that there may be other problems that you have to use, something like this, a silk, to cut down that light, or you may even need to use a scrim to cut something down. So remember that. Secondly, WestDoc conference coming up in September. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just because it's August. We're a little shy on people for that masterclass. And if you're thinking about doing it, I would sign up now, really now. Otherwise, we're sort of on that edge of me not coming out and doing it, or doing it. And I'd love to be able to do those 6 sessions. I think that they're a lot different than what people are normally getting in these types of workshops. And I'm going to cover a lot of stuff, have a lot of equipment from different manufacturers. So if you're thinking about doing it and you are thinking about signing up, now would be the time to do it, like today or tomorrow. And remember, you can sign up just for the masterclass if you want, just for the weekend, but you can also take advantage of the 20% off of the conference with the whatever that code is that they gave me. So there's that. And the last thing is we have new cameras. So as of yesterday, I believe it was, the D3100 was announced by Nikon. Interesting to finally get a camera which is only sitting in the $700 price range, so clearly competing with the T2i 550D from Canon. And it has 1080p video, finally. Only at 24 frames per second, but that's what most people want, but only at 24 frames per second, and that is 23.976. And then, of course, at 720p, we have other frame rates, so you can get your 25 there, your 24, and your 30. So it'll be interesting to see how this camera performs, mainly from a subsampling, moire, kind of jello cam standpoint. That's what I'm really interested to see. But the fact that they are coming out with a camera that is in that price range that does that is promising. What we need to also see is, from a monitoring standpoint, how that works. And so I'm sure we're going to find that out pretty soon. Canon, by the way, announced, because I'm in the market for this and my birthday's coming up and I'm putting some requests in, they announced the PowerShot S95. And this is a little point-and-shoot camera. Its big brother, big sister, is the G11, probably soon to be the G12. And it's about a $400 camera street. And it shoots really, really beautiful stills for a little tiny camera. It's got some great adjustments on it. You can actually make manual adjustments in the front of the camera, which is really unusual for a camera like that. And now with the 95, upgraded from the S90, we get HD video. And it's 720p 24. It looks like the data rate is about half that of what you'll be getting with the 5D Mark II or the 7D, or around half that in terms of data rate. But again, looks pretty promising. It has a built-in stereo mic, and what I really want to find out, which I can't get the answer to with everything I've been looking up, is whether or not there is manual control when you're shooting video. That's the big question, and sometimes, a lot of the times, what you're missing with these smaller cameras. I'm still probably going to get it because of the stills capabilities and the fact that it does shoot 24p video. That's at 1280 by 720, but it looks good. So that's it. New cameras. I'm sure there'll be more coming up soon because we've got lots of shows coming up in the near future. And I'll see you guys next week from Cape Cod, and I'll see you guys next time on Gearbox.